Hello, hello. So here's my latest project that I wanted to show you guys. My wife tells me I need a cooler intro like Corellis or something, but I don't have that, so instead I'm just going to show you what I made here. This thing here is basically a Tekkit version of the kits. So I know if you jump on a lot of servers, there's some stuff built into Bucket and all that, and like Command Essentials, where you can, as a noob, get a kit that has different items in it. And so I figured that's not that cool if you're on a Tekkit server, right? Stuff magically appears in your inventory. So instead, why not make this neat machine? It's also fun to watch. See, I got all the stuff kind of flying around. If you open the chests, then the items that are part of the kit show up. Now this particular server is just for me and my young nephews, so I'm giving them some decent stuff. Got some sapphire equipment, mining pick, all that kind of stuff, shovel, and then some iron armor. Pretty simple, and of course a lot of fun to watch as all the stuff flies around. Alright, so let's go underground and just check out the kind of the magic that makes it all happen. It's basically a combination of EquivalentExchange. So this box right here is an energy condenser. You open it up and see up there in the top left is the target, and it's gathering up the energy to make another one of those. And then it's sitting next to an energy collector, which is a EquivalentExchange version of like a solar panel. And it's basically generating power and giving it to these condensers. And then the different chests each make different things. On the back side, I've got red power, pneumatic tubes, and retrievers. The retrievers are color-coded, so each retriever is color-coded straight out of the condenser, so that the items are boxed as they come out in the correct color boxes. That's what you were seeing flying around the pipes. And there's the whole mechanism. So the it's actually a pretty simple build. So let's go do that. So let's go up to my laboratory. And first we got to go over to the teleporter. And you click on the button right up there. Click. Okay. So we got Mushroom made it up here, and this experiment is on. Let's turn that off. Find some space. There's something over there. Okay. Here we go. There's some space. Alright, so for the first part, the generation part, you do need the EquivalentExchange items. I was messing around with doing these in Industrial Craft and all that. It's just, it doesn't quite work as well with automated crafting, and it's not as elegant. So the easiest solution, and again, I mean this is basically replacing a kit, so I don't care. So you need the energy collector and an energy condenser. Each condenser will actually draw power from as many energy collectors around it. So you could surround it completely in energy collectors, and that would make it go faster. You see right up there at the top, it starts gathering the energy from the collector that's sitting right next to it. All you got to do is you can put anything in that top left corner, and it will use that as a target. If you want to make it go faster, you can also replace them with the Mark IIIs. So again, these are actually pretty high-end EquivalentExchange items. So this isn't really for a survival build or anything like that. Now on the back side, to make the tubing run, the first thing that you're going to need is the retriever. And let's find that. There it is. Oh, get rid of these things. Okay, gone. I've done a couple different versions of this machine now, and I find that the retrievers work best. I originally tried to use some sorting machines, but what I found was that the energy condensers are putting things out at different rates. So my torches were coming out really fast, my sapphire picks were coming out really slow, and the feedback torches would then fill up the sorting machine, and once it was full, nothing would come out of it anymore. So this way, by doing retrievers that are individually color-coded on the input and the output, when things come back, they'll just clog up the machine for that particular energy condenser. So here we go. I've got the rest of the items lined up. I've got the retriever, pneumatic tube. You need the timer, a paintbrush, and I grabbed a couple different color paintbrushes there, and a chest. I've got a copper chest. Okay, So let's put down the retrievers, and the easiest way to do that is kind of stand like this so that the yellow side goes towards the source, right? And if you don't do it right, you can grab a screwdriver and put that somewhere. Okay, so you can grab a screwdriver and right-click, and it will eventually get to the right facing. It's a little bit of a pain. It's not as good as it does for craft. Alright, so then we'll attach the pneumatic tubes to the back of it. I go 2 out, and that's for the paint. So let's open it up and set the color inside the box to pink, make sure they match, or magenta, make sure they match up. Yep, looks good. And let's do the other one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and it's light blue, looks good. So you notice I counted there, and that's actually a pretty good tip. Let me go back to blank. 1, 2, 3, 4 is light blue. Let's look at the paintbrushes. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's light blue. So there's 16 possible colors, 1 through 16. It's not that big a deal for a little build like this where you've only got 2 different colors, but in the big machine that I had downstairs there were 12 colors, and rather than having to remember the colors, instead I just remembered the number and then did it right. You don't really have to do anything else in the retriever, just make sure that you get the color set for the output. Alright, let's finish up the pneumatic tubing here, and then paint it, paint the output colors, and attach those chests to the other end. And that's pretty much it. The only difference between this lab build and the machine that I had downstairs is really this middle section is just extended. I made a big spaghetti mess of cables, or of tubes, so you could kind of see it all flying around. So the last piece we need here is a timer. That's a little redstone mechanism that sends a pulse out on a timing, and it sends it out the top and both sides, so it hits both of those retrievers, and as you can see, the stuff comes out and it automatically gets filtered. Now here's the Buildcraft version of the same thing, and you can see if I've got a full chest, what ends up happening is the red power machinery and tubing works a little different. It's pretty cool. So most of the devices will not output something if the destination is full. And I'm going to go ahead and put some red matter in here so I can make the chest full. But if the output is full, what ends up happening is it'll bounce back. And so I'll put the timer back down and lower the time. Gotta go quicker, quicker, quicker. No, not faster. There we go. All the way down. There we go. Okay, so nice and fast. So when this chest fills up, rather than just popping out of the tube, which is inconvenient, you have to deal with it a different way, it'll actually go back through the pipe. And that's why we've got the colors on the input side as well, so that these iron pants don't clog up the pink tube. So now when they go back, because they're still color-coded, they're going to clog up the machine that they came out of. And you can see it's clogged up because the graphic has changed. Right? When you open it up, there's no way to tell that it's clogged, but the graphic is different. We see that my source is full and my destination is full, but the other one is still fine. And the other one is still able to output. You saw one just came out because it isn't clogged. And so that's really the beauty of coloring both ends of it. And that's the whole build.